Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Juventus Official Fan Club Hollywood podcast and friends. We have the usual suspects: Edo, coordinator from the UFC Boston, and Billone in Montecito, uh, member of Fan Club Hollywood. The same with Donato in the Santa Barbara area as well, member of Hollywood as well. And we have a new entry, Mario Sanchez. He's a member of the Fun Club Boston. Welcome, Mario.
Thank you.
As since it's your first time, it's tradition that let me put more light here. It's tradition that you're gonna tell us who is your favorite player ever and your favorite coach.
Well, I think that for favorite players, it's difficult to go wrong with Del Piero. I feel like pretty much if you're a Juventus fan and you don't say Del Piero, there's something wrong. And as to favorite coach, now mostly because of where he's at, it might be a bit controversial, but that's the man, Antonio Conte.
Conte, ooh, that stirs up a lot of feelings in here, Mario. A lot of feelings. But hey, to each his own. I mean, he won with us. He won with us. Like he brought us back from hell to heaven again. So.
Is he still at Napoli or has he retired?
You never know. You never know there. You never know. All right. So, this is like the last podcast before the national break. Then we'll be coming back once we resume after the national break. Today we will, talk about our last game. We'll begin with our last game. It was the derby with Torino. Today we will play a little bit with pictures. Here is our last watch party. Some of our crew got together there, and nice pick. So let me start with that game. It was a little more difficult than we thought, and I don't think it ended in the way we wanted. We all expected a win, but it didn't come. So I want to start. I know ballpark where a couple of us stand with that game. So I'm gonna start with Mario since it's new. Let's see what he has to say about the game. What you think? What did you expect? What did you like? What you didn't like?
So we already knew that Torino is they're being like trouble for the big teams, like as you saw with Napoli, and especially with the counterattacks, they're very good at them. And I think maybe we prepared the game worrying on that side and not as much on our gameplay. We were more conservative. Like when you look at the game versus Sporting and Torino, they're two completely different game. We didn't have the men inside of the area. We like to stay back a lot. I think we played more conservatively, fearing a Torino who we really have no need to fear.
So you're saying it was on us. We didn't approach the game in the right way, or we maybe took for granted was like a weaker team, and we didn't need to be that aggressive.
The opposite. We should have been more aggressive. We were kind of more conservative instead of progressing with the ball.
Okay, Donato, welcome back.
Hey, thank you, everyone, brother and sister. Hi. That's the thing I wanted to say about the game. Torino, in my opinion, this year is a stronger team than ever been in the last few years. So let's say that. Not that there's a team that we should not beat, but as a Juventus we should always. But it's always a derby. I think the approach was a little bit cautious, like Mario said, but we did a lot. But the problem is that there's still a lot of confusion, and then that's what I'm afraid. I'm afraid that Spalletti, of course, has to bring a new idea and everything, but because there's already confusion before, and then Spalletti sometimes can be a little confusing in when coaching. I think that create the chaos during the game. I see like one little example was Adzic and Zegrovia during a corner kick. They were fighting for who to kick, and then Hadzic took over, and then there was a useful goal kick, corner that Zegrovia maybe you could have delivered better. But so overall, I mean, they controlled the game. The Torino was more defensive in this case than Juventus. So overall, I think what we miss is again the person that can bring the idea in the field, and then the final good kick that can score goal. So that's where I stand for with this game.
Well, you're not wrong. I want to hear Bilo's opinion that I know sees it a little more on the positive side. He's not the only one here. His fans already showing up as usual. So Bilo, what do you think about their game? I mean, we briefly talked last week, and you weren't seeing it that that dark.
But no, the thing is, like, you have to see the perspective where we stand at the moment of the change of the coach. So it's the third game, not that many training because basically we play back to back between Champions League and Serie A. And I already see like an idea of like one dominate the possession of the ball. I see the ball moving a little faster. I don't see like the miracle. The miracle is not happening. We gotta work, and I think we have to stand by the team. And unfortunately, we've been in this position many times, and we gotta be patient because we changed a lot in the last. I would say the moment it changed everything is when Agnelli went down with the rest of the management, and the beautiful thing that Serie A did for us. And after that, there was UEFA and everything else. So right now, considering the players that we have and some new players that have to relearn what the coach wants, not because they don't know how to play, but because they have a new coach. So every time you have a change like that, and a big change in philosophy, is basically the few coaches that are like less similar, like Tudor and Spalletti, I think. Like, so we're gonna change the play style, and I see that. I see what was the Juve di Tudor, and I see what is Spalletti asking. You already see that at the beginning. I see like Miners in the back, for example, is much more confident now because he's touching way more balls. He has more time to control the ball. So the idea at some point is that to move him there as a midfielder and the position that Locatelli is, possibly. And to a few games like this where he touched the ball like 80 times or stuff like that, I think helps. The idea at the forward is we have three. We should have two at the same time on the field. I feel like we should not go back to the one striker only. I think it's better to sit like somebody like Conceição and open David and Vlahovic. They have goals in their feet. So to me, I'm happy. I'm not like I want to win the game, of course, but at the end of the thing, I think we try for sure.
Okay, Edo. So if you look at this, So how do you feel considering what you saw in the last two games, Sporting and Torino? There were like two games that one was like, oh, whoa, damn, man, we can play really well. And the other one was like, all right, I think we're kind of back to where we were, maybe a little better. And considering the competition here, we have a lot of teams, within 5 points. Who do you think we're playing against here?
I mean, it's the good thing is that it's so early in the season that, we have to play against all of them. Like, we cannot just say, we're gonna shoot for the third spot. Like,
but you can't say like, okay, we're gonna take Inter. Or I don't think we can take, right? So if you look at this,
but it's like, they're keeping us in the game. If you think about it, it's middle of November. We changed a coach that never happened before so early in our history. You would think that we would be, 20 points from the top. We're like 5.
But it happened last year too. Last year with like a series of 1 billion ties, and we were there. We're there 1 point, 2 points, 3 points. Oh, we're there. And
I mean, I don't care. Honestly, to me, it's not a productive mindset. I mean, you got to play everybody. Just, go win. I don't care. Like, we dropped points too many times last year, this year. And I think we got stuck in that idea of like, we're shooting for the 4th place. And, if we get into the UCL next year, that's a good thing. Like, I don't see it as a very productive mindset.
Do you feel confident we're going to get into the top 4?
Can I say something one second? Yeah. John and Cannon just said that. They said, with a coach like Spalletti, we should try to win.
I mean, it's, what's the good out of thinking, Inter is too good, Napoli is too good. Like, what good does that do to you? Like, you're just, limiting yourself. Honestly, I never, there is a reason to be, level-minded and not think we can just go ahead and beat everybody and win the title. But like, at this point in the season, it's mid-November, we're 5 points back. Who cares? Let's go play everybody and try to win. And then we'll see when May comes where we are. But I think I think Bilo said a very good thing going back to the game on Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember. But the team tried to win, which is a small thing, but also a big thing. Because many times last year or even this year, I remember the Lazio game this year, I don't think we were actually trying desperately to win. We were sort of playing
back, hoping for the best,
and that is not enough. I mean, it's not just a guarantee that you're going to win, but you have a different mentality that it's starting to to show up. Bad thing about the game was I don't know, we resorted to a bit of our old tricks, like give it to Yildiz or Conceição and hope something happens. Which we've seen far too many times over the past year and a half. And I think teams are just adjusting to it. They're never going to, we're never catching them off guard because they know that's coming. They just sort of drop back conservatively, just bring a lot of defender in the box. And, it's hard to score at that point. And we've done that 100 million times over the past year and a half. I just don't want to see that anymore.
Right. Well, first things first. They're asking us here what
only Campari is I have a partnership with them.
Okay. So here, I think Mauro wrote something that is like it's very important. Mr. Clean, being Spalletti, needs more time to clean.
I thought he was talking about me.
Well, you're brothers from another mother, but so when we say it's time to clean, right? What do you guys what does that mean to you guys? Like, because for somebody it can mean, I don't know, we need to wait till next year, or given the situation, it's like, dude, by January, February, we need to make sure we're still fighting for everything. What is this time that he has? Because he doesn't have the luxury of having the same time of the other coaches. Motta at 6 times, Tudor at 6 months, Tudor 6 months. We can give him 6 months because it's the end of the season. So what is reasonably a time we can give him? Who wants to take this?
I don't think I can take it. I don't think that actually Elkan, with the words that he mentioned, is given time. He just said with Spalletti we need to win. So really,
right. But like, what can we
Right.
expect? What does it mean? We need to win when?
No, my expectation is with that I know that Elkan is not stupid. I know that he knows that he doesn't have a team that can win the Scudetto. I think that what it is, he wants to push like we need to be at least the 4th place, and then that's the what they're asking now Spalletti to bring the 4th place at least now, and then do something good in maybe win the Coppa Italia, and then get as far as possible maybe in champion, which I see a little bit hard. But the personally, of course, every new coach needs a new time. Of course, this is not the team, the players that he chose, and we have to think about okay, what will Comolli accommodate some of his requests in January? There's a question mark, or he needs to work with the team that he has. So that's the see. We'll see if really they're gonna give him time in January when the market transfer will end. We'll see the difference if really they're gonna get some key player that he wants, or because he's already adapting some of the players the way that he wants. You see, Coop in defense. You see that what he wants trying to do with Cambiasso. He said that you see what he wants trying to do with hopefully Miretti. I think that
We'll get there. We'll touch that topic.
Yeah, so I'll talk about Miretti later. But that's to me, of course, is as a Juventus fans, they don't give time to any coach because they say it's Juventus, you have to win. Unfortunately, reality, you have to give time.
Billo wasn't agreeing with something. I don't know with what.
No, we might have some like deal happening in January, but there is not the money to spend for a big player to come in. So it can happen if it's like something that like some big team is as an extra player that they want to get rid of it, and we can have it in loan. Yeah, the kind of thing it maybe happen, but I don't think there is any way we can spend a lot of money because we had to arrive by 2026-27 of at a point that we're not losing any money with the team. So I don't think you can do that buying players. So
right, Mario. This is a fellow member of yours, I think, in Boston. So he's saying that the difference he sees right now is everybody united, like moving in the right direction. The owner, the CEO, coach, players, and hopefully the fans too. Do you agree? Do you notice a difference?
Yes. First, ciao Domenico. I want to say hi to him. But I agree. Like the changes that we're seeing is to accommodate pretty much the team under one structure, like together, instead of what we had before, which was crisis management put into place. Now it's not just like the team, but in general, the whole management is that way. What I think is like as well, Comolli has said it a few times now. He said it now in his presentation as CEO. We're not really going to have a January market, so we're pretty much going to have to give Spalletti time, like anyways. If there's no market, there's not much that he can do. As my goal is for us to be consistent and to take the best from the players that we already have, because in reality we have good players. We just haven't been able to place them right or find a right solution with them. But like I see Dusan that last year was barely scoring, and now when he goes into the pitch, he's hungry. He wants every ball to score. I see Kostic. Kostic, I'm amazed with what he's doing. He didn't play last game, but uh, I'm really liking him. I said already that Kostic is going to be the Politano of Juventus.
All right, that's a
I
statement. No, I mean, it could be. He has played like a couple of games, and he has been all right, actually. At the beginning of the season, us here, like, we were just, putting him on a cross, saying like he was a finished player, and now, looks like he belongs at least to the bench, no problem, so wouldn't be surprised.
When he first got to Juventus, the Dusan and Kostas connection, that was beautiful. It was goal and assist nonstop.
Okay, Edo, I want to just go back quickly to Dusan and David. Every week we're like, oh, Vlahovic needs to play because he's scoring. Then Vlahovic plays, and we're like, Vlahovic should sit on the bench because he didn't touch a ball. I mean, we saw the game against Turin. Vlahovic looked like he was kind of completely out of the play. I don't know if it's because we were playing badly, or again because he went back to just playing for himself, not playing for the team. Who would you start next game? Now that you saw against Turin.
Yeah, I'll still start Vlahovic because I don't know. David just doesn't. I don't know. There's something a little off. He seems scared. He seems to be overthinking. I want to see a lot more, dynamic plays out of him. I want to see a different attitude. And in a way, like Vlahovic, I don't think he's the kind of player that, would take well the fact of being benched once again. So just
against Fiorentina.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go with him. And of course, we have the good thing is that up front we have solutions. Like it's not like last year where we had one guy, and then if he get injured, then God help us. We have options, but I would still start Vlahovic. And
but
honestly,
it's undeniable.
Going back to the Fiorentina thing, for him playing Firenze, for the kind of like emotional player is in a situation like that, I think it can be a plus. He got through like people are gonna start to boo him and whistle against him the whole pre-game, and he's gonna be supercharged for the game.
But it is undeniable that once Jonathan David and Zegrova came in, the game changed.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's the best starting.
I think it would have happened also with Vlahovic coming in for the bench. So it's easier in the moment of the game to come in as a striker than start.
That's what I'm saying. Like we worry too much about but you need to use the players.
Yeah,
Vlahovic did his best at the beginning, coming in from the bench.
Yeah.
That's what he's done so far. Like he's done well when he was coming off the bench, never starting, So and then we switched to starting him, and it's again like kind of, back to where we've been for the past 2 years. There is Mauro here saying something, to say the least, controversial. He would not start Yildiz, put Cambiaso and Kostic, and then open the Vlahovic in front. So what would that be?
First of all, we have the international break right now. So we got to see, first of all, how they come back. All these players. Yildiz is going to play. Yildiz is going to play. Open for sure. I don't think in Belgium he plays as a starter. David is going to play. So we're gonna see who's gonna come back with more energy. So it's all about that at the end.
Okay, so as we mentioned before, and we've read, Spalletti might start having a new solution for the mid, and it's something that we, in a way, have always hoped to have one of these youngsters to kind of take the lead and and make us feel good about all these investments with the next gen and whatnot. Is Miretti really a solution for the mid, or is another one that should just come off the bench? Who wants to take this? Edo.
I mean, in line with what Bilo said before, miracles don't happen typically. So I'm not expecting Miretti to turn into, like a world-class midfielder right away. Especially he hasn't played so much this year, given the injury that he had.
Mauro says,
Are you sure it's Mauro and not Matteo?
It's Mauro.
It's Matteo with a different name for sure. No, but I mean, Miretti has good quality, which is something that the whole midfield is lacking. Because Locatelli is that kind of player we all know right now, and then Thuram doesn't have that quality in terms of short passes or the build up, not yet at least. I think Miretti has that quality, but again, he hasn't played much this year. I wouldn't just bet on him being the turning point for our season. But for sure, I would love to have him play more because I mean, our midfielder. I mean, it's the same guys every single game.
And they do the same thing every single game.
At some point, they're gonna need a break, and you mentioned maybe Cup Miners. At some point, it's gonna become a midfielder again. That gives us another option once maybe Kelly comes back. But at least again, like we had up front, we have options, and Spalletti for sure is going to try everything. I don't think he's the guy that's going to say, well, here is what things look like when I got here, and they're going to stay that way. That doesn't strike me like that kind of guy.
Donato, you had, I think, high hopes for Miretti. Maybe you still do.
Yeah, I do because it's at the age now that it's not anymore a young kid. He's still young as a player, but it's time that if he really wants show something, it's time that he needs to show. And if Spalletti give the confidence and the trust, I think he can do better than, of course, like Mario says, than Locatelli in the position. Maybe advance Locatelli or put a bench, and then when Kelly's coming back, go back to maybe be the midfielder that he should be. But I really have hopes for Miretti to show the quality that he has. He did a little bit with Genoa. Of course, Juventus is a different jersey. But again, it's time to step up, and I hope that they put in his brain and that he can do something for the team. That's I mean, it's a hope, it's a wish. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I think I saw some quality when he came in the last game.
Pillow, if Miretti would play, right? Who would be benched? I mean, we have Miretti, Locatelli, Thuram, Cup Miners. I mean, he's still a midfielder. If Miretti plays, who's going to sit? Here, Giovanni says this. So he will play with Miretti and Cup.
To me, Miretti's a mezzala is not like a playmaker, but yeah, I agree with him. And you have like the option of the box-to-box with Thuram and Miretti. This is the idea.
Could he be a regista? Could he be a playmaker?
He can become at some point, but I don't think he's right now. I don't think right now, if we're talking about today, bench Locatelli and put Miretti there, I don't think it's doable right now. Maybe working on that, we're gonna see that maybe he can do it, but I don't know. But so far in his career, he's a player that he received the ball and run forward, not a player that looks always open on right, left. So
it's another Thuram. You're saying it's another Thuram.
State of mind to play with that. Also, as a young kid, he played with other players that were doing that. So,
but isn't it what Thuram does?
Yeah, but you're one on the left, one on the right. We're gonna play with 3 midfielder with him, ideally.
Right. So we're back though at square one, where there's nobody like.
No, you have Koopmeiners or Locatelli, and on one side you have Thuram, on the other side you have either Miretti or McKennie.
Mario, here Domenico says that as soon as Kelly comes back, if Coop is moved in front of the defense, Miretti won't be able to play because he doesn't defend well.
Kelly was probably the best defender we had until he got this little injury that he stopped him.
That's why Domenico is saying as soon as Kelly's back.
It's going to be a little challenging having two left-footed center defender with Koopmeiners. But I feel like when you don't have a super fast striker playing against Koopmeiners, he can play the role.
I think that they're going to see us struggling a bit because there's a difference between playing in a 3-man defense and a 4-man defense. Like right now, his position is to go in position of Cambiaso, of whomever is in the left, to take over for them to find space into the middle or like the end. If he were to switch back to a 2-man defense, he's not like Kelly is not going to be able to do that. And there he kind of struggled, like when he played as a wing back with Tudor. He's probably going to find a bit of a struggle. I hope not, because he's really been doing well, especially finding goals. Like the beginning of the season, seeing Kelly score was something crazy. But I think we also have to think that Coop can play there, but we have to remember what he's been doing the whole 2 years that we've been with him, right? He hasn't been consistent enough. Sure, he's doing good now at that position, but are we going to see maybe the same Coop that goes and passes the ball to the back as soon as he gets it? He gets the ball, pass it back, gets the ball, pass it back. I hope not. Because when he was as a defender, when he was in position of Kelly, he didn't have that option. He had the responsibility to pass it forward, and I hope maybe moving him back to the in front of the defense, maybe it gives him the space to do that, the same thing he was doing, but forward.
Well, so today I sent to a couple of people this video of Calafiori, what he does for Arsenal. I think Koopmeiners eventually can be that kind of jolly player that he can take the free kicks. He has a great left foot. And at some point of the game when there is no need, for example, against Torino, to have everybody in the back because they have only players behind the balls. So sometimes you are able to go up. And there's going to be somebody from midfield as Locatelli, for example, that they can cover him when he goes up. So I think with Spalletti, we're going to see so much more this kind of a total football that we saw in the past with Motta, but hopefully with better results.
But maybe, the fact that Coop had, a series of good games, because even with Torino, I think he played a solid game. Maybe, he gets that confidence back, because I think most of his problems were also, psychological in the sense that he was lacking. I mean, he was clearly scared to play, and maybe this bizarre thing of moving him to left back and him just stringing together, 4 or 5.
He took the pressure off of him because it's not his position. So it's like if he does badly, it's not his fault. If he does well, oh, look how good it is. So that kind of mental approach, I think, took the pressure off of him. So he's just playing more freely, and now the better you play, the better you keep playing.
The ability to play the ball more times and have more touches. When he's there,
Facing-
he's not exactly
facing the
facing
pitch.
back at the goal.
But he does
That-
always face.
Yeah.
Even in
Yeah.
the mid, like he has that thing of turning around and facing, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have a
in this one,
secret-
in this case, he feels very confident to play the ball a lot.
By the
Donat-
way, what you said
Yeah.
about Coop and Calafiori, Edo and Domenico are my witnesses. I said we might have in our hands a new Calafiori in this position.
Nice. I love to hear that.
Well, the problem with Coop is the defending, though.
I hope.
The problem with Coop is the defending. As soon as you play against a team that attacks, then I don't know who's going to defend.
Because at some point the teams are gonna, attack
See,
you there because they know.
Of course,
it's
they know
more
what's the
like-
weak link. Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Hasn't happened
Don-
yet, but they're gonna.
Donato, we have a secret weapon, though, on the bench they suggest here. Where is this guy? With this damn guy? Like,
What's the tennis?
It was a tennis match, and
like, what the hell is going on?
We
With this
know,
guy?
we know
Is it
that.
AI?
We know that he's not a player anymore. I mean,
Is-
it's just a contractual thing, and I don't know why they cannot get to sign.
No, I know.
But it's a joke anymore. Like Milik, it's just does exist this guy or not? But I don't even consider him in the roster. So
If speaking of secret weapons, of those that we bought, or maybe even Vlahovic, who do you think is actually our secret weapon? Who do you think in the long run is going to be the one that's going to carry the team?
that's a good question. I think that I don't know. The problem is again are they gonna give it time? I think David can be really a weapon, and it's just he needs to adapt to the Serie A. If we look at history, many of our champions. I see Platini. It took like a good part of the season to adjust and become who he was. 3-time Golden Ball. So I really see potential in David. It's just I don't know if he's gonna have time with the Juventus.
Okay. I mean, it's fair. It's fair. He hasn't had enough playing time. We really don't know any of these players yet. Zagroba, David, I mean, Openda. I mean, we really don't know them.
They're all
Okay.
national. I mean, they all play with the national teams. They all have good numbers. That it's not like they're like secrets to say are they gonna explode? They're already players. It's just they need to show now in Serie A if they can prove their quality.
All right. So I want to dedicate the next 10 minutes, no, maybe less, to two things. One, very short, but it was kind of like in the mouth of all the fans after the Torino game. Spalletti said that. I mean, he made it clear that he wasn't happy. It's not that he said we did really badly, but he said he wasn't happy. It was like, we didn't win, and we expected to win. We didn't win. It was like, so I can't be happy. I don't have anything against the players, but we didn't win, and I can't be happy. But then something came out of Instagram, and it became like this whole thing. Okay, sorry, picked the wrong one. I told you I was experimenting today. One sec. Here it is. So Locatelli came out, and he said, okay, it was a good game, not the result we wanted, that we deserved, but we start from here. So a lot of people complained about this, as it looked like, oh, okay, I mean, sure, we could have won, but whatever. Do you guys think that there was something there? Like, a lot of people were really putting him on a cross with this. Because it wasn't a good game, really. I mean, I don't think it was a good game. So if you talk about good game, it's either like you don't understand what's going on, or you're just sweeping it under the rug, or we're just
I agree
reading
with
into
I
it.
agree with Locatelli here. For me, it was a good game. To me, we play with the weapon we have at the moment, and Torino didn't give us anything. So, to me,
I disagree on one small thing.
Edo,
I mean, I'm not like, I usually don't care about, social media, and I don't even know if it's Locatelli himself actually posting or is somebody else, or it sounds like the usual boilerplate kind of statement. I just disagree with the fact that, that was the score that we deserved. I mean, you want to win, you never deserve to win. There is no deserving in, soccer or any other competition. It's not like boxing where you keep the points, and at the end of the match you tally the score. It's just, it was without the score that we wanted, not that we deserved.
the problem I have with this statement, since we're like nitpicking, is I disagree with Bilo that it was a good game. I disagree that we deserved to win, right? We deserved to win is a game like Sporting. We did all we could. We created a million things. It happened. Everything that could have happened, we couldn't manage to put it in. That's a game that you deserved to win. The goalie saved, I don't know what he saved, 3 crazy balls. In this game, I didn't see any of it. I don't know why.
Pagliari was the best player on the pitch, huh?
He did like one save, maybe 2. But even ours, even De Gregorio was the best player on the pitch.
No, it was the literally best player on the pitch. They want to receive the prize from Serie A. It was Pagliari.
Sure, but our best player was De Gregorio. After Pagliari was our goalie too. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not a game where like, whoa, we got robbed. This point, we really did. No. That's where like
it was not a robbery. It was not.
It's a wrong message to me. I don't think you deserved to win that game.
I told you before that to me is the trajectory of the improvement.
Sure.
And the fact that we did all the offensive change. Somebody say might be for a few minutes late the changes, but also we have Rugani injured in the first half. We had to change. So you have so many changes you can do, because otherwise you remain without any sub at the end. Everybody's injured again. So
I'm talking about
we try to win in any potential way we have right now with the weapon we have.
Okay, let me tell you this. This comes to mind. Actually, I'm gonna bring it to Donato. The reason why I'm talking this, I know Donato, you like baseball, right? So I was watching the World Series. There was Mookie that said like, I played badly. I haven't played like I was supposed to play. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't play well. He kept saying that, and I was like, oh man, I've never heard a player like talking like that about himself. In the end, like he was the one that resolved pretty much the World Series almost, right? I appreciated him saying that. It didn't change my opinion about the player. He's either good or bad, but the fact he was saying that, taking responsibility in a way, like I'm like, okay, this guy is caring about what's going on. It's not about him, it's being his fault. He showed that he cared about what's going on. And instead of being like, well, we did what we could. It was a good game. We deserved to win, but hey, let's move on. It's the type of approach that it's a captain.
No, it's a good point, Giulio. They were serious, who saw the games and everything, and each player play for each other. They knew they were not doing the good job, and they admit that they didn't do it. I mean, for the entire season. By the way, it was not eating good, but it was one of the best shortstop in the entire league, and it demonstrated throughout the series. So even if it was not eating that good, he did the good job in as a shortstop. But the problem is that I didn't see in the Turin, in the Juventus versus Turin game, I didn't see the spirit of being a derby. Like you say, it was like a regular game. I like what Bilo say. They didn't play bad. They actually did something, but again, it's missing the heart. It's missing the inspiration. It's missing the the creativity in the game, and of course, it's missing the player that will change the game. Ildis lately it might be the player that can change the game, but I see him tired, and also he has some really some little issue with his knee. So maybe let him rest a couple games. Probably would be a good idea, even if it's our best player probably in the field. And do a strategy with using open. I like the who mentioned rather that to leave him out for the next game and having and having give us some opportunity to open than David Moore probably. And also, I was gonna say that the usual I don't know who mentioned there was like the usual passage to Cambias, no, so to Conceição or to Ildis. One thing actually I noticed in this game, there was a lot of concentration on passing too many balls to Ildis and not too many to Conceição. We didn't use the right side that much, so a little bit more changes will help. But again, I didn't see the spirit of the being in a derby, and I didn't. I still see a team that needs to be working together. They started getting better, but there's been a division and confusion with all started with Motta, Tudor, all different things, and of course now getting to Spalletti mentality is gonna be a little bit difficult because Spalletti can be confusing in my opinion. But of course, I'm a Juventus fan. I hope always for the best. I hope that someone has to step up, and unfortunately, I don't see Locatelli being a good captain. That's my opinion. He's not a good captain. And also this social media and everything thinks I'm against when you're a captain. I will say that I'm not happy we all to do the best, like you say, Mookie Betts said. I want to, as a Juventus, I want to be happy to be a tie with the Torino derby, right, especially because it's a derby.
Mario, what's your opinion, quickly, like really briefly, on this matter? And do you agree that Locatelli might not be captain material? And if you do agree with that, who would you give the band?
I disagree. I go with Locatelli. I feel like he's too harshly judged. For me, who do we have? Who else would we have that can take that on, the charge of being a Juventus captain? To me, the penalty in Venezia, that meant a lot. And it took guts. Social media, it's kind of like what you see, it's like being politically correct in football. It's whatever, it's like better suited. It's not, I don't really read the description because I know it's pretty much made up. And I do agree though that it didn't really feel like a derby. I didn't see one push, one shove, one person being angry at the other. That's not a derby. Yep. I like a little bit of fight.
I agree.
I mean, even on their side, it's like it was very. I mean, I remember, I don't know, Gleek, taking out a few ankles. Like, it was that kind of player that, the derby, that was. It seemed like a very.
Mauro says Bremer could be a captain. Okay, so let's see what we have next. what next games we have here. All right. So after the break, we come back with an away game in Florence. All right, and with the new coach on the Florence bench, and then with a key game, in Champions League. If you don't win that, you might as well stay home for the next games. And then Cagliari, and then we start with Coppa Italia. The game here with Udinese, it's a Coppa Italia game. I mean, Billo, how worried should we be for this next few games?
No, worry, not zero.
No?
Zero worry, no.
Okay.
No, zero worry.
So Fiorentina, all right. So Fiorentina, Juventus.
No, I'm not saying we're gonna win the 4 games. I'm not saying that.
No, I know, but
when I see the calendar, I was like, yeah, there's all games that we can play, and we have the resources to make it happen. And no worry.
You don't feel?
I was worried before. Now, no, I'm not worried. Now I'm awful. No.
Don't you feel that the next 2 games are a must win, or you're really gonna screw a lot?
Probably the must win one is the Champions League one.
So you tie with Fiorentina. We're already, 5 points away from the top, couple of points away from the 4th spot. I think. Let's look. 1 second. I don't remember where we are.
No, let's just say if we are worried of Piccoli playing striker for Fiorentina, we could just don't play the rest of the season. That's it. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, we're 3 points from Napoli, which is in 4th spot. Now, if you don't win with Fiorentina and you keep losing points, I mean, and then we're gonna play. And then it comes December. We're gonna have Napoli. We're gonna have Roma. It's gonna be like a difficult month.
So you say we're gonna play with teams with the new coach all the way?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Napoli. Edo, are you worried about those 2 games?
No, I think we do. I think we're gonna do better for sure. I think we're gonna do better, and we should be excited to show that we can do better than what we did so far.
Edo.
Well, first of all, let me say that we don't play for another 10 days. Holy crap! I just hate the international break.
And it's gonna rain here, and we cannot even watch.
We can even watch games.
That sucks.
Giulio's been crying about the rain already.
No, I've been crying about the lack of games, not the rain. While there is rain and I'm home, it's different.
Yeah.
No, I mean the Firenze game is. It's always very, for them it's their Super Bowl again, so they're gonna, even the people on the stands they're gonna just try to get under our skin and make us uncomfortable. But I mean they're now doing better than us for sure, so we got to find a way to win. I'm scared for the injuries for the Champions League one. That's my only concern is
the
going and playing with the Santa Claus and whatever.
On turf.
I just, since there are a couple of spots where we're pretty thin, I just don't want to see anybody go down with another long-term injury. But I mean,
but we have a Canadian player as a striker.
Iceman.
Yeah.
We have Iceman. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, in the spirit of what I said before, I don't care. They just got to find a way to win. I don't, I'm not going to expect a beauty contest. Just find a way to win. We know it's going to be the Fiorentina game is not going to be pretty for sure. I mean, if we were complaining about the lack of physicality and kind of nastiness of the derby, I think Fiorentina is going to bring some of that for sure. Just go win, for God's sake. Go do something, go win.
Mario, Donato, how you guys feel about those games?
I pretty much think the same, Zedo is they not just the cold weather in Polo, which is the only game I'm really worried of. They have artificial turf, and we know that artificial turf really likes ACLs, and we don't like that.
Yeah, Donato.
You're
No,
gonna
yeah.
I have
Everybody
something I
wants
want to
to
discuss
something.
with you,
We're
Donato.
gonna get back after this.
There is after this one last thing I want to discuss with you, Donato. I
Sure,
know
no
that
problem.
it's close to your heart.
I have the same opinion. I'm not worried except for the conditions that is gonna be in the weather playing in Champions League. Of course, I think Fiorentina will bring, like you said, that it's gonna be the derby. Actually, it's the one that we missed in Torino. Will have in Fiorentina. They're gonna be. The fan is gonna be cheering the team, new coach, the new expectation, and they play against Juventus, so that they hate with the all guts. But that's where we need to show up, and all four. I think I'll go for 4 wins for all 4 games.
Okay. All right. We're almost done. 5 more minutes. There is something I want to touch. We never talk about these things, but I feel like we should today, since I know Donato, is informed with this stuff. I'm going to tell you what we're looking at. What we're looking at here is an interesting stat, all right? How many yellow cards teams are getting per fouls committed, all right? So if you look at the first one, Inter has the highest number of fouls, or almost, unless you go down to Genoa, who has 168, and this one of the lowest ratio, 1.45. If you look at Milan, that is again 1.45, they have 50 fouls less than them. Instead, if you look at Roma, who is the one that fouls as much as Inter, look at the 1.91. This situation happens one time every 50 billions. Once every 50 billions. That's the stat. It's pretty much impossible that this happens unless there is manipulation behind. Donat, what do you think?
Well, look, you know that the name there on top is what I hate the most. The team
Agree.
is because of the history, of course, and what we see every Sunday. Look, last Sunday, I don't know. You can count how many fouls they made without being punished, and you see almost every game, and then as soon as Mr. Marotta did his appearance and complained, again everything go back to more and more in their favor. Unfortunately, we know that there's something wrong in the system. The VAR that were supposed to fix the problem, really, I agree with that it was created to get on teams like Juventus. I see. I mean, it's not like it's my opinion. It's the opinion of many. It's the opinion of many that they see. What the problem is that it's not. It's not showing. Okay, something like this happened to Juventus. Every single newspaper, every single TV, every single journalist will talk about the scandal.
Right.
That happens every day, every game with the Inter, and nobody complains. The other teams then barely complains. So I don't understand why. There's something wrong with the system, and unfortunately, look, Serie A games. I don't know if you notice. There was last few games that the highest that minutes that the player is probably in the entire game is 35, 40 minutes. It's all fake fouls, fake people that they just go down with
I just read an article where they said that the playing time dropped to 50-50.
Yeah, I mean it's insane. And that's what interest in sports in the soccer decrease for young people in Italy, and that's why Serie A is becoming more and more a retiring place
Right.
rather than young creativity. So
Anyone else that
very
has
sad.
any input about this?
We should talk more about this than Spalletti between us, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay. So despite all of that, and then we're literally done, 1 more minute. Despite all of that, whatever advantage they might think they have or they have, there is this stat. Oop, sorry. Wrong one. This, let's remove this. This stat.
Yeah.
That brings us joy back. We are the team with the most wins and the least losses in Serie A history, despite playing one entire year in Serie B, by the way. Let's say that. So they can do whatever they want. I have faith we're going to be back up there and screw all of them and their referees and all the fucking systems. We're going to come back. We're right there. Who agrees? Raise their fucking hand.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I like to close with a joyful moment. Okay. For those that weren't there, it's a video. Speaking, since we're talking about Inter and Juventus, you know, it's it's a 30 seconds video of live reaction of the watch party when Adzic scored and the 4-3 against Inter this this year. Actually, I'm gonna also use some. Where is it? Where is something I wanted to really use? No, here. I'm gonna use some sound effects too. All right.
Isn't it all one of the best moments in history?
It was amazing.
So,
all right, ready, guys? Because it's coming.
thank you for that. So what Matteo was trying to do.
This.
Grande Presidente. I
Oh man,
I want
guys,
to say something after.
that brings me so
many
much
times.
joy. Huh?
Matteo is stating that somebody pull him down.
Yeah, it's not true.
Not true. It's just gravity.
It's just yes. I know.
It's not true. He was going to go up and.
I know, man. There are all 4 videos, of that. Those 4 live reactions. They're like amazing. But this last one, I think, takes the lead. So I wanted just to end on a, beautiful.
That poor
note.
chair.
That poor chair. Well, there is I think it's the 3-3 when he jumps on me full on, and I had to hold him. So.
You're still alive.
All right. Thank you, Domenico. Thank you, everybody that has
everyone.
participated. Thank you, our
Forza Juve.
guests. Forza Juve. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Fino alla fine.
Bye, guys.
Fino alla fine. Ciao.
Ciao.